Yes. It's Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio. And today, we're looking at the big drama show featuring Gennadiy Golovkin versus Derevyanchenko, Sergiy Derevyanchenko. And this is the aftermath. This is the fight review where we look at what took place and how things went down. And of course, the result. So, let's get into it. It's Raphael Dawkins, Combat Radio. If you have not subscribed already, please kindly do so. Without much further delay, let's get into it now. So the fight took place at Madison Square Garden, New York, live on the zone. And it was for the IBF World Middleweight Championship. Now, let's get back to it. Yeah, so this was for a vacant championship. Gennadiy Golovkin, Sergiy Derevyanchenko, the IBF belt, Eddie Hearn. Where is he? Where's Jonathan Banks? Okay, he's not in the picture. Okay, so Gennadiy Golovkin, long-time top middleweight fighter versus the top-ranking Sergey Kovalev. It's got something like, many fights unbeaten. And he was supposed to fight Saul Canelo Alvarez for the vacant. Alvarez was the champion. Alvarez was the belt holder. I believe he won the belt. He got the belt by beating Daniel Jacobs. But negotiations failed. Sergiy wanted more money than they were offering. Sergiy said they were offering a paltry figure for the mandatory, and he declined. And as a consequence, Saul Canelo Alvarez lost the belt because he didn't make the mandatory arrangements in time. Time ran out, and he lost the belt. So, I think Gennadiy Golovkin held the belt previous to that, but he fought Canelo Alvarez instead of defending the belt. So, both Canelo and previous to him, Gennadiy Golovkin, have held and let the belt go because they didn't fulfill their mandatory requirements. Okay, and I think Golovkin's mandatory was Sergiy Derevyanchenko. So Derevyanchenko's been in line for this fight, for this belt, at least twice before. And this was the third time. So was it to be third time lucky? Okay, so now let's get into the actual fight itself. Let's dissect the fight itself. Okay, so Gennadiy Golovkin dropped Sergey Kovalev in a heated first round, very active first rounds. Golovkin dropped Derevyanchenko. Derevyanchenko got up and kept firing anyway, so it was lively, fireworks, plenty of shots being thrown from the get-go, from the off. Okay, so that was Gennadiy Golovkin's round. As the fight continued, where's my scorecard? Where is my scorecard? Well, actually, before I talk about the scorecard, let me give you my overall views about the rounds, about the fight in general. Where are we? Yeah. Derevyanchenko, the quicker of the two. The busier of the two. Yeah, the better work rate of the two. landing more punches of the two. Although CompuBox, I will say CompuBox does not agree with my assessment, but a lot of people are disagreeing with CompuBox in this instance. I have disagreed with CompuBox prior to this. So yeah, Derevyanchenko quicker, busier, higher work rate, landing more punches. And that was the tale of the fight for the next, how many rounds? I have Derevyanchenko winning four straight rounds after the first. And then Gennadiy Golovkin coming back and winning round 6 and 7, Round 6 and 7 went to Gennadiy Golovkin. Derevyanchenko knocking the snot out of him right there. Then the pendulum swung back to Derevyanchenko to win the 8th, the 9th, the 10th round. The pendulum edged out, swung back again in the favor of Gennadiy Golovkin in the 11th round, and I have the 12th round back, with pendulum swinging back toward Sergiy Derevyanchenko. So what does that mean in terms of scores? What does that mean in terms of scores? Well, it means I'll give you my scorecard. I will give you my scorecard. 1-1-5 to Sergiy Derevyanchenko. And 1-1-12 to Gennadiy Golovkin. So on my scorecard, Derevyanchenko won. But in actuality, where are we? In actuality, it was somewhat different on the official scorecard. Where is the official scorecard? I don't think this was the official scorecard, was it? Oh, this is the scorecard of CBS Boxing. This is their scorecard. Round 1 and 2, when they gave it to Golovkin, I gave Golovkin round 1. Round 6 and 7, they gave to Golovkin. I did also, likewise. Round 11, they gave to Golovkin. I did also, likewise. The difference between our scorecards, the only difference is 2 rounds. 1, I didn't give him round 2. And 2, I didn't give Golovkin round 10. So they've got it 114 to 113. My scorecard is different in so much as the 2 of those rounds, the 12th and the 2nd, I gave to Derevyanchenko. So Derevyanchenko's scorecard on mine went to 115 with those 2 rounds. 115. And 2 rounds minus from that equals 112. So the difference in our scorecard is they gave him round 12, that is Golovkin, and round 2, making it 114. That is the difference, 114 to 113. Those 2 rounds I gave to Derevyanchenko, making it 115 to 112. And the judges scored it in a similar fashion. Here are the judges' scorecards. 114 to 113, like this scorecard here. 115 to 112, the same as my scorecard, but they gave it to Golovkin. And 115 to 112. Okay. So they had the same scorecard as 2 of the judges, but the other way around. T'other way around. T'other way. T'other way. This is the picture. This was the scene. It must be said, the crowd booed Golovkin. They cheered him on the way in and they booed him on the way out. because they were not in agreement with the judge's assessment. So let's just see this article a quick read. So, Gennadiy Golovkin is once again a middleweight champion, but he had to walk through hell to get there. Late on Saturday night, he won a hard-fought unanimous decision over Sergiy Derevyanchenko by scores previously mentioned to capture the vacant IBF belt. "I told you, he's a very tough guy," said Golovkin in the ring. This is huge experience for me right now. I understand I need more. I feel this was not an easy fight for me. This was a tough fight. It was a difficult victory, but a victory nonetheless. Oh, sorry, this isn't Golovkin. Nonetheless, which is what Golovkin needed as he looks forward to a potential trilogy fight with Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez has stated it multiple times he don't want no trilogy with Triple G. He's already won 2 fights. What's the point of having a third one when he's already won 2? That's Canelo Alvarez's position. It's Rafael Dawkins. It's the Combat Radio. It's the like. It's the subscribe. It's the comment. It's the shares. And it is the hitting that bell icon to stay updated with news and notifications. So get your likes in. Get your comments in. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Anyway, the two fighters have dismissed each other and that possibility in the past few months. But it's the biggest fight out there for both men. And in the end, everyone expects money to talk, despite what personal problems exist betwixt the two. Absolutely, Golovkin said, when asked about fighting Alvarez again. I'm open for anybody. You know, there are so many great champions right now. Everything is ready. Everything is ready. Just call Canelo. If he says yes, let's do it. Let's do it. Alvarez has a tough fight coming up, of his own coming up, when he jumps up to light heavyweight to take on Sergiy Kovalev in November. So don't expect a resolution to the Canelo Alvarez versus Golovkin drama anytime soon. Typically a slow start to Golovkin knocked down Derevyanchenko in the first round with a nice combination that started off with an uppercut and ended up with a cuffing punch to the top of the head. In the following round, Golovkin opened up a nasty cut above Derevyanchenko's eye. Yeah, and so on, and so on, and so on. From the middle rounds on, it was an all-out brawl, with a number of close, difficult rounds to score. By the 12th, neither guy had anything left in the gas tank and spent the final 3 minutes grabbing and holding each other, just to stay on their feet. In the end, the judges decided that Golovkin had done enough to earn a close decision win. When I start moving like that, I feel I'm giving him room, and I was being hit with those looping shots that Golovkin threw. That's when I started taking the fight to him and not giving him the room to maneuver, said Derevyanchenko. Derevyanchenko's problem proved a problem for Golovkin, who didn't react too well to being backed up. Golovkin is a forward fighter, as we all know. Okay, so that is my assessment. That is my assessment. There's the judges' scorecard again, 115 to 112, 115 to 112, 114 to 113. I relate to those scorecards better than those. Okay, folks, there you have it. What say you? Leave your comments, leave your likes, hit that subscription box, hit that Twitter link, and remember the live show Monday, 9:45 p.m. UK time. Boxing Talk with Rafi. It's Rafael Dawkins. It's Combat Radio. And I am out.